Hi, everyone, and welcome to First Look in our luxurious Baghdad bureau of CBS News, which, quite frankly, is luxurious by Baghdad standards. Here, follow me. This is really the epicenter of the editorial operation of our program. We've got people working round the clock here. It's been a whirlwind trip ever since we got here. We've been to Fallujah with General Petraeus. We have been throughout Baghdad with General Odierno, his second in command. Over there we have our executive producer, Rick Kaplan, who is notoriously camera shy. But Rick, show them what's on your t-shirt.
We mean this too.
All right, we've got Enrique, our computer whiz, Jerry Cipriano, who's our senior editor here, helping us write the broadcast, Chris Isham, our Washington bureau chief, who's working hard, Larry Doyle, infamous and celebrated Larry Doyle, who's been running our Baghdad bureau for years now, right? Say hello to the nice people.
Shaku Baku, America.
And we've got Phil Ittner, who is a producer extraordinaire who's been tremendously helpful to me so far in our time here in Iraq. Tonight, coming up on the program, General Petraeus took me to Fallujah, which is in Anbar province. Next week, when he testifies on Capitol Hill, he and Ambassador Crocker, you can bet, will be talking about Anbar province a lot, because the U.S. military has enjoyed some considerable success there because Sunnis and U.S. military forces have united against a common enemy, that is Al-Qaeda. You'll see for yourself sort of the results in Fallujah and elsewhere in the Anbar province. That's on tonight's show. Also, our intrepid and extremely knowledgeable, very brave, and someone who lent me her flip-flops today, Lara Logan, has a stupendous piece on Basra. Hi, Lara, and actually some caramel nips when she gets hungry. So tell us a little bit about Basra and your piece tonight.
Well, it was a little bit crazy going down there because it's a no-go area for foreigners, but more than that, for Sunnis around Iraq and for many Shia in other parts of the country. And it's not easy getting down there. We couldn't go with the British military. They weren't taking anyone down, so we had to find our own way. And I went over with Mr. Randall Joyce over here.
Hi, Randall. How are you?
Good.
And tell us what the situation is in Basra and why it's such a key city in Iraq right now, Lara.
Well, I agree with what some of the analysts have said here, that the British lost control of Basra actually more than 2 years ago, and other parts of the south as well. And what's so important is that even though most of the violence doesn't happen there, it's an illusion of peace because people live in fear, and it's run by competing rival Shiite militias who are fighting each other for power and for money and for what comes next.
So now that the British forces are pulling back and are only at the airport, right? And are kind of
Just outside the city.
Right. What do you think the impact of that drawdown will be?
Well, that the militias have free reign in the city. I mean, the British say that they will not abandon the people, they won't abandon their mission, but it certainly looks that way. And to a lot of people down there, it's not a withdrawal, it's a defeat.
Why isn't the Iraqi military taking up the slack?
There are huge problems with the Iraqi military. The Iraqi police is infiltrated on almost every single level by different militias. The Iraqi army, even though it is considered to be more reliable and trustworthy, is still improving. But when you ask an Iraqi soldier who he represents, he never says Iraq. He never says his country. He says his political party. And that's the heart of the problem there, that Iraq is not unified, the armed forces aren't unified, and we really don't know if all this time we've been training and equipping the Iraqi security forces for the war to come.
All right, Lara, thanks, and we'll see you tonight on the CBS Evening News. She's
With
great.
Couric.
Oh, yes, whatever. And Lara Logan. And we were saying how it's kind of cool that two women are spearheading the coverage here, which is a kind of a nice and different change of pace, right?
And you got me on my glamour day.
Yeah, hey, yeah,
Thanks.
well, both of us. Okay, also coming up tonight, we're going to be doing a piece on an Iraqi family. Obviously, providing basic services to Iraqis has been a real challenge for the Iraqi government. So we wanted to see what is life like for the average Iraqi family. So we went to central Baghdad and talked to them, and believe me, it is very, very difficult for these families, many of them, particularly for the one with whom I visited. Also coming up tonight, we'll give you a preview of some of the pieces we'll have tomorrow, including a tour of Baghdad with the #2 U.S. commander here, General Ray Odierno, who I describe as Daddy Warbucks on steroids. He's an enormous guy who's got a huge responsibility of really being in charge of all the logistics for the entire country. So we have a lot coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News. We hope you'll be watching live from Baghdad. Thanks for watching this, and hopefully we'll see you tonight.